Up first is the 2023 World Champion, the Belgian Bullet, Luca Brecel. And his opponent is the reigning Players Champion. It's the Pistol, Mark Allen.
Every single frame exciting because there is something on the line, and what's on the line is $1 million. Both of these men are absolute heavy hitters in the game. Both have really grown into this tournament. The short format means it's wide open, but now we find out who are the top two players.
But winning this after being so close on many occasions in the first half of this season,
thank you.
Winning this would be the perfect way to bid farewell to 2024.
Take your seats, please.
I'll tell you what Mark Allen would love to do, replicate the quality of his performance when he met Brecel in the first round of the Masters in 2018. Outstanding that day, made breaks of 135, 120. It really did look the business. But one has to say that twice they've played late in tournaments, Brecel has won them both. I talked about his semi-final win here last season. He also beat Allen 6-2 in the semi-final of the English Open in 2022. So both can take positives from their previous meetings.
Well, he had a little look at these reds at the back of this main cluster, the three that are sort of close to set to a plant to this right corner. He obviously felt that that is not available. Chose to leave Luca purposefully down this side. So Luca may be playing the figure of S safety, trying to swing the cue ball round in behind the green. That's what he's tried.
Thank you.
Mark Allen, for all of his scoring prowess, won't mind if it goes tactical. Or should we say, if it stays tactical, because the start of pretty much every frame has been quite defensive.
Took a calculated risk himself there, Mark Allen, rather than letting Luca back in or having the cue ball replaced. He felt that had he have done that and Luca had played that shot, he would have been in trouble, so took the initiative upon himself to try and play the shot, and he's played it well.
Mark Allen 4.
Well, another exceptional shot if he was playing billiards. In the world of billiards at the highest level, there's a gentleman called David Corsier who won every single tournament he entered this year, so congratulations to him. Corsier would be proud of that enough. That would gain him 3 points.
And again, Mark Allen with the definite advantage in this safety exchange. Now is Luca going for this, trying to screw back to balk? He is. Oh, it's a great attempt. Good cue ball. And he's played it well. That's a really good shot from Luca. If you get close to the pot with this type of shot, you'd be unlucky for the red to come up the table. The fact it caught the jaws and rattled. It was all about the cue ball then, and he's got a good one.
Mark Allen there doing what Kyron Wilson did, doing what Mark Williams did, cleaning the table of the chalk that's accumulating, the chalk marks. Impasse broken rather luckily. Not quite the level of fluke that turned the match against Mark Williams, but useful nevertheless.
Yeah, and certainly not the time you want to see your opponent having flukes. This is serious business this evening. We know just how fine the margins are at top level sport, particularly at snooker. The slight roll of a ball, the odd little flick here and there can make such a massive difference at this level.
So what we can say definitively is that another frame has gone where the golden ball has departed. Chances now dwindling for a 167.
We're running out of time. Now an anxious glare from Luca. Has he left the gap through the reds to get to this red nearest the left corner? No. He was very close to doing that. Now it's Mark Allen's problem to try and cover that red.
This is the 58th frame of this tournament. In terms of the 167, the 147 plus the golden ball, we've had 3 or 4 realistic chances. Jangander had an opportunity twice in the same match. Mark Allen, after an outrageous fluke, he might have done it also, but missed a very simple, routine black off its spot. But as the title and the prospect of lifting the trophy grows ever closer, big breaks become less likely. That's just the way of it.
Camera angle is so deceiving, really. There was an awful lot of distance between those reds. Look at that. Had to be made. Okay, he only had to pop the first red, and that would hit the second red into the back of the pocket. But you've got to be so accurate with that type of shot. He plays it so well. Still not a clear-cut chance, this, for Mark Allen. Black and pink, well and truly out of commission. Oh, he's taking a chance here, and he's played a good shot. Yeah, he's been very unlucky there, Mark. You can see the reaction because he's played a really good shot, trying to make something happen, trying to get the black back into play, knowing he was always going to be on this red.
Set.
All business, Mark Allen, and who could possibly blame him? Just playing measured, sensible, match play snooker.
Mark Allen, 12.
Yeah, and he's visibly disappointed with that safety shot. He was under no pressure at all there to get that cue ball to the baulk cushion. Catching the green was a big mistake, because that now hands initiative back to Luca to try and find that area in behind the green.
Now, he's missed a few of these already. Yeah. The recurring theme. Overcutting them. I thought he'd had another cheeky fluke. But he's been overcutting these kind of balls in this match. And that misjudgment, Stephen, could be quite costly.
Yeah, because the pink is now in open play and available into at least 2 pockets once it goes back on its own spot. The right corner, left middle. But Mark will be eager to try and remove that red just below and to the left of the pink spot as soon as possible. That will just free it up into all 4 pockets. And that's the red he's played on straight away.
Set. Eight.
This now a really good chance for Mark to take himself into the interval with a comfortable advantage in this final. He's really grafting for it out there, isn't he? You can just see the determination in his face. He's not willing to push the boat out at all. As you say, Phil, it's hard match snooker, this.
15.
It's a real test for Luca as well to come through a match like this.
Allen keeping the red over the yellow pocket for what they would call a rainy day. But you don't get many of those in Riyadh. The weather this week has been impeccable. Perfect temperature, clear blue skies.
21.
And for Mark Allen here, a clear road to a 3-1 lead.
22.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of beginners and amateur players looking at this table and thinking, well, why has he not potted that red over the pocket yet? Because that's the easiest ball to pot. And the reason for that is Mark Allen is basically just giving himself 2 chances every time he plays on a red ball now. He'll try and clear the more difficult reds down this end, and should he fall out of position, of which he probably won't because he's so good with his cue ball control, he'll always have that red over the pocket as a bit of insurance. But it's very hard to see how he makes a mistake from here in amongst the business end of the table.
29.
The red just below the 2 closest to the black will pass to left corner as well, so yeah, he's edging closer here. Just needs to steady himself and see this one out.
$35. 36. 42.
Mark Allen's lead has been padded to 57. So a handful of pots from here, and he'll march into the interval with a very useful lead.
Thank you. 43.
Highest break for Luca Brecel remains 27. Mark Allen's had the 4 highest breaks of the match. And now, the fail-safe ball.
14.
It's going to be frame ball. So, Stephen, the way he's gone about this break has been absolutely logical.
Very workmanlike, hasn't it? You know, he's here to do a job tonight, and that's it. Doesn't need to be any heroics, no fireworks. It doesn't matter how you get over the line. It's a big night of snooker tonight, and Mark Allen has got the advantage. 3-1 at the interval. Plenty for Luca Brecel to think about, stew on.
55.
Just wonder if either player will hit the practice table and who will get on there, because there's only one in here. Will they play alternative shots for a bit?
One player at one end, one at the other. That won't happen.
$63.
Every credit to Mark Allen. He lost a scrappy opening frame that lasted 30 minutes. Since then, though, he's been in charge.
70.
A few doubles, several plants. Exuding class.
77.
And now the opportunity for a second century.
Yeah, and the way the match has gone, you would never have imagined that the score sheet could potentially have 2 century breaks on it. They've been very, very cagey frames, but ultimately Mark Allen has played the better of the two so far. Doesn't feel like there's been 2 tons in this match, but he's a few balls away now from making that a reality. This is what's so impressive about top players in snooker. They can go for long periods of time playing safety, very cagey stuff, and you know, almost extinguishing any rhythm they might have had, and then all of a sudden, bang, they can just find a gear.
91.
That's one of the hardest things to do in the game. Sit out and be cold for long periods and then come back to the table as if you've been playing all day. This is good stuff from Mark.
96.
And his scoring this season has been good. 34 centuries already. 2 in this match, and now 2 away from being crowned the Riyadh season snooker champion. He leads Luca Brecel 3-1 in a race to 5.
So for the final time, we can hand back to our brilliant commentary team of Ken Doherty, but first, Phil Yates.
Radzi, thank you very much indeed. You might have noticed there, Luca Brecel walked in without a cue. It was because it was on the table. Very cool. Will he be equally cool in these next few frames? I've been very impressed with Mark Allen so far, not just in this match, but today in general.
Yeah, he was exemplary against RonnieO'Sullivan earlier. And he played so well, won some wonderful frames. The safety was, you know, top drawer. Carved out his opportunities. And when he got in, he scored. Just like he has tonight. Okay, it's been a little bit protracted, the frames, but when he got his chance, you know, the 2 centuries on the board will tell you that he's scoring well. But what he's trying to do as well, he knows that Luca can be a little bit impatient, so he's testing his patience when he can, playing good safety and just picking him off basically at the moment.
All true. The good thing for me though with Allen, sometimes people confuse defensive snooker with slow snooker. He's not been slow tonight. 22 seconds a shot, that's on the quick side. I think he's doing himself a favour.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, he came in for a lot of stick at the UK Championship we spoke about, where, you know, he was averaging almost 30 seconds a shot, which is very pedestrian. But I think, he's made a mistake here, and that's one of the few safety errors. But yeah, I think this week, and I think even in Scotland last week, that he sort of, you know, managed to speed up a little bit and get that average shot time down. From Luca's perspective, it's chances like this where he's got to score. As Jimmy said in the interval there, he's got to come out and start scoring. He's got to win this frame. If he loses this frame, well, it's still possible he could come back from 4-1 down, but highly unlikely. But if you can win this frame with a chance like this, give him a lift, and you just never know.
5.
Well, he's a streak player. Here's Brecel. Can be inspirational. And when you talk about great crucible comebacks, coming back from 14-5 down to win 17-15 in the semi-final last year against Si Jiahui, that's got to be one of the very, very best.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, I think it was. It was up there with the great Dennis Taylor, of course, when he was 8-0 down to Steve Davis in the final. But yeah, he's a very streaky player and very fast scorer.
20.
But he's going to need Intuition now. He's going to need to rely
20.
on it. I think he knows deep down, and probably Mark Allen does, that he's not going to be able to compete with Mark Allen. He's not going to be able to play to the same standard in the safety department because he's more of an open player. He plays on,
20.
you know, an emotion almost. You know, he's not patient. His game is, this is his game. He wants to keep it as open as possible, and Mark Allen wants to keep it tight. So he has to change this sort of dictatorship of the way this match has sort of unfolded so far.
You know what they say, Ken? Interval changes matches.
36.
Maybe that's the case here. Highest break before the interval for Brecel. 27, that's already been eclipsed.
Yeah,
43.
not a great split. A bit surprised the way he sort of screwed into them. I think a stun into them and bringing the cue ball sort of into the middle of the table, I think would have been more beneficial. Can he chip this red into the right centre pocket? He could play it with an element of safety. Don't think he would be leaving a red on if he... No, didn't play for it, just played safe, put a red safe, and
Look at the cell.
happy with his 43. Didn't want to push the boat out.
The value of a lead in a frame isn't just numerical, it's how the remaining balls sit. That's why Allen was keen to get one awkward red into the open. That was playing with fire, Ken.
Yeah, it was like a little tempter, wasn't it, that Mark Allen had left for him, and he sort of fell into the trap. But he was lucky, no damage done. It's a different psychology now for Luca. He's trying to keep red safe. Mark Allen, on the other hand, is trying to get reds out into the open. Oh.
And a miss.
Not quite sure whether that'll go back.
Mark
I mean,
Allen
he's left him this red into the left corner. He can stun across for the pot the red and stun across for the black into the same corner pocket.
Can we get that, please?
Well, that surprised me. I mean, he's 3-1 up. He's got a he's trying to clip the edge of the red just below the pink here. But, I mean, Mark Allen's got... I wouldn't say it's a difficult shot, Phil, would you? That red into this...
No, I don't see it yet, no.
Left corner pocket.
Yeah, not a certain decision, but I definitely think many players would have taken it. Sometimes, though, what is good for one isn't good for another. I'm just a little concerned that that might be an indication. So close to the line, he could be going into his shell, and if he does that, that might be a bad thing for him.
Yeah, it might be where he's sort of trying to protect his lead and not make any mistakes.
Just take a look. Look, if you can see it now.
But I mean, Luca doesn't have to play this shot. I mean, he can lay onto the red on the right-hand side here.
See any small margins, Marcel?
The problem for Luca is that if he is playing this particular red,
Going to move the cue ball slightly, because the pink was probably on its spot, so it must be the cue ball. Just take a look now. If you just give me a second. You mean this way? How about that?
One of those replacement situations where tiny margins make huge differences.
Okay. Luca, Mark?
Kevin Dabrowski,
Thank
the
you.
referee, looking to Marcel Eckhart, his marker, to give some guidance, and I think we've arrived at the original position.
not left anything. Mark Allen when he attempting that red. So just a safety from Luca. And it's not a good one. Mark Allen, is he going to entertain this red into the corner? He is. Pots it, it'd be nicely on the pink. Lovely shot. Lovely, lovely shot.
There's an argument to say, Ken, that's the best shot of the final so far. He cued it as sweet as a nut.
What type of nuts do you eat, Phil?
I like those,
Sugar coated.
yeah, those beer nuts they have in baseball stadiums in the States. Get plenty of those, damn me.
Lovely.
Anything that's free, Ken, as you know.
Honey roasted cashews.
So,
Can't beat a honey roasted cashew, no. Now, what a chance. No, you wouldn't say to win the frame from here, but certainly to get back into it and eat into that deficit he finds himself in. The three reds right of the green will be a problem further up the road, but don't be worried about them just yet. Trying to concentrate on the reds down this end of the table.
Yes, you can't always come to the table and have a realistic ambition to win the frame at that visit. But you can punch a hole in your opponent's advantage, and that's what Allen's in the process of doing here.
FC. Sure.
If Allen can pot 4 or 5, 6 more balls, then the insurance policy provided by the three reds close to the side cushion up towards the baulk line, that was the insurance policy for Luca Brecel, now becomes a headache for him because he'll need them.
$22. $23. $29.
Now for Alan, red and black to get back on level terms.
Yeah, I just think he might not play for black here. There's a possibility he could go up for green or brown here. I mean, he could play for pink, blue or black here, but I think green or brown wouldn't be a bad idea. Try and leave an angle. Oh, wow. He's well short. That's not great. He was trying to go up, leave an angle on green or brown, and then he could have smashed into those reds on the right-hand side, tried to develop one or two. Because they're the problem balls for him. Now, what sort of an angle has he got? He's going to play it off the ball cushion with lots of top spin. Just couldn't generate the pace.
33.
Unusual, Ken, to see three reds in that zone so late in a frame.
This red clearly pots, and certainly not easy. Oh, good shot.
34.
Now, has he got an angle? He's screw directly back towards these reds. Just, he wants to try and bring at least one into play. Ah, good effort. Very, very good effort.
37.
It's not too bad. He'll take this red on into the corner. He could play for, well, blue or pink here. Not that difficult, this shot. Expect them to get it. No problem.
38.
And if he's got a nice little angle, he's quick look at the blue. If he's got a little angle on this blue, he can stun right behind. No, well, thought he could have stunned right behind that red, but he can get close to the red. One cushion. Have a look at this for a positional shot. Beautiful.
Not the highest break
44.
of the match, far from it. But maybe the best. It's been such a fighting contribution. Can it continue?
I mean, when he came to the table first, you would never expected that he could have got down to at least one red and made a frame-winning break. Now, this is a key shot here. Try and get that cue ball beside the red. Even maybe bring it out. Oh, look at this for a shot. Oh, what a great attempt. What a wonderful attempt. He's unlucky. Another sort of fuller contact on the red. And it would have been perfect. I don't think he can go for this red, you know. I think the angle is too difficult. But he could play a telling safety shot, knock the red around the table and try and hide that cue ball behind the ball colour.
You know, the best clearance of this tournament was Mark Allen's 53 to nick the second frame against RonnieO'Sullivan in the semi-final by a single point. Had he got a slightly better contact on the last red there, That would have been superseded the O'Sullivan clearance. That was almost miraculous. So 13 ahead after being 43 down.
I don't think Luca will be going for this red. He might just play the safety shot. Trying to hide that cue ball once again behind the ball colour. Will it make it behind the green? If it does, it's going to be a good one. Ooh. Just a glancing blow, but he's got the snooker. So the age-old problem. Not so difficult to hit, but he's got to get it safe. Yeah, he's played it well. Played it very well. But slight advantage to Luca now. Put that red up into the bulk area. Try and get that cue ball back towards the behind the black. Oh no, he's under hit the cue ball, but the red is pretty good.
Now, that was always the plan, to leave the cue ball approximately where the red was and shunt the red down here. Pure and simple containment. But of course, when you do that, it means your opponent has control tactically. The red meanders over a pocket. Can Allen seize that 4-1 lead and move within a frame of the title?
Well, this is the shot, Phil. Rest shot. He hasn't missed many with the rest. He's pretty proficient with it. But this is probably the most important of the week for him. And he's played it well, and he's on the yellow.
It has been a deadly dozen with the rest for Mark Allen. 12 pots attempted using the rest, 12 nailed.
In ahead, so yellow and green required. Cue ball has to travel quite a good bit, but this is not a great line. Ooh, it's actually not too bad. Thought it was going to drift towards the center of the green, but it's just held up in time. And the fact that he's a left-hander, he can reach this. Just needs the green, of course, to go 24 ahead with 22 remaining. Frame ball for a 4-1 lead.
No positional considerations. Why would you?
11. Mark Allen. 11.
Not quite over the line yet, but if he does win this frame, I think it will be the most satisfying of all the frames he's won tonight.
Yeah, I think so, because, well, Luca was in complete control, wasn't he? He was on a 43 break and just broke down when he went into the pack of reds.
Sure, that's all. Sure.
And then the situation of the table with probably 4 or 5 reds safe at the time that didn't expect he was going to lose. Luca, he was in a dominant position, but Mark Allen chipped away at the lead, and, well, looks like he's going to get over the line. Great frame to win. And that will secure the frame now. Excellent. 1 away from champion.
The man from Antrim is just ace today. Every aspect of his game formidable.
Sure.
Luca Brecel has so much to do. That's because he's 3 adrift with a possible 4 frames to play. Allen, 1 hand on the trophy.
Frame 6.
I think that's the most important attribute. It's a given that professional players have skill, but you need the ability to be able to bring it to bear. In your career, Ken, you are a cool customer, and Alan's the same. Eats pressure for breakfast. What a pity the black is tied up. What a finish that would be. Capturing the title with a 167. You have to think it's pie in the sky. Well, the golden ball was contacted at least.
And he's on the red. Not quite sure he can stay on the black here. Cue ball will be going up the table, you would thought. And couldn't avoid the black.
1.
What would happen if he went for the golden ball here, potted it? Would he got 20 points for it, Phil?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Well, the ball should come up now, so it'd be
golden
no
ball.
good even if you got a snooker behind the golden ball. That would have been quite funny, wouldn't it, if he had a snooker right behind the golden ball and then forgot that the golden ball had to come off the table.
Can Luca Brecel muster some kind of fight back? Apologises because that red came over the middle pocket and could so easily have been left, but it's being blocked by the green. And with the balls open like this, Ken, whoever gets in first should make plenty.
Yeah. He's got a shot here, though, Mark Allen. He can play a containing shot, leaving the cue ball down near the top cushion. That's the cushion just below the black spot. He's going to play an alternative shot. He's going to try and... Well, maybe he might play, yeah, just down here. Leave it somewhere just below the black spot. We should be okay. That red over the right centre is causing a slight problem, but Luca can play the cue ball. He can play the cue ball and try and just nestle it up near the yellow pocket, anywhere there, and he should be okay. Well, he could get behind the yellow, which is not too bad either. But as long as he covered that red on the right-hand side, he was okay.
Allen biding his time. Maybe hoping for a sign of impatience from Brecel. Try to maybe seduce the Belgian into taking on a low percentage pot. This could be do or die.
So he's holding a slight advantage here, Luca Brecel. There's no way you can pot that red, Mark Allen. So once again, very difficult to get back into the bulk area, so just containing safety shot. Once again, leaving the cue ball down this end of the table, just below the black spot. Oh, but well, didn't play that the way he wanted to, but no damage done. I think once Luca removes this red here, near the right centre, then the game will get back to some sort of normality. It's pretty good. Nicely controlled shot.
Yes, an obvious return into the safety of bulk. He's not there. Now that's annoying for Mark Allen. He played that shot very well,
Look at yourself,
given
son.
7 points away. More importantly, what's he left? Well, he's left himself in another predicament because Luca Brecel, of course, had the right to put him back, and that's what he's done. Quite a hard-fought match, this, Ken. The fastest frame has been 22 minutes.
Yeah. Tough match play, isn't it? Just to try and get the chances both players have been waiting for. Oh, this time he's potted another ball by trying to play a safety shot, but instead of the black, it's a red. We've seen some absolute belters of flukes this week, Phil, haven't we? I mean, the best one was probably Mark Allen's one when he fluked the black on 57. And then, of course, Luca had a cracker earlier as well against Mark Williams. Now, this might be the chance that Mark Allen has been waiting for. One good positional shot here. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it?
Mark Allen, white.
Did he see the winning line there? That brown goes in, he gets on a red. Well, it was at least 40 or 50 points there waiting for him.
Snooker has a collection of phrases. One of them is, the last frame is always the hardest to win. It isn't always, but it is often.
Yeah, this red could have been easier. It's missable. Well, I didn't want that kiss on the blue, but he's okay. He's got the brown. Pink may be potable as well, but brown is certainly available for him. He's having a good look at the pink, is there? I think that pink is potable.
Thunder. Five.
Well recovered. Is there anything left in the tank?
Six.
Very hard to avoid that red on the left-hand side. But he still has this red just to the right of the black. Can he control it? Can he hold for the black? He's gone up for the pink instead, but needs to get top side. Needs to run, and it hasn't done. So one more good pot here on this red. Try and get
19.
the right side of the pink this time. Still can't get top side.
And that one was quite a dull reaction, wasn't it? Don't think it was a full-blown kick, but it certainly didn't zip as it normally would.
26.
Well, that's a careless shot. He's disgusted with himself, didn't want to be anywhere near that yellow. So he's going to take some shot here, potting this yellow and trying to get close to his next red. Well, that little kiss will do, and needs another one. That's not too bad.
29.
Still not perfect. He's going to need another good pot. Red into the left centre. No, it's very hard to keep potting difficult balls, no matter who you are.
Look at the cell. 29.
In frame 5, Luca Brecel was 43 to the good. Allen salvaged the frame. This time he's 34 behind. Not an ideal table. The plant doesn't interest him. In this kind of situation, if you're 34 behind and everything's on, you bang in the frame. Where the reds are, Allen's got a lot of toil ahead.
Yeah, it's quite reminiscent of the previous frame, where he's 43 behind and very, very awkward table, just waiting for one chance, just get back into the frame and then see how it develops. Luca, well, every shot now, there's pressure on it. Could be his last.
Didn't want to make contact with the brown, he just caught the paint. And the thing with Brecel, he doesn't want to make the table too messy because he still has to go in pursuit of points himself.
These two reds, well, there you see it, they're almost in a line. Now there is a big gap between the two reds, but you could play this in such a way where you could play it as a shot to nothing. Doesn't like it. I think he's just playing a containing safety shot, try and get the red safe on the right hand side of the table. Problem about playing this type of game is that you're not really gaining any advantage. In fact, you're sort of handing the initiative to your opponent, and he could put you in a lot more trouble by playing containing safety shots. He play the same shot again, try and put the red on the left hand side cushion, cue ball beside the black. That's what he tried. Well, he didn't play it well. Now see, that's the problem. He's playing a lot of containing safety shots instead of being his usual aggressive self, and he's fallen into the trap, Luca Brecel.
Too early to say that Allen isn't to win. But he'll start to taste victory. To smell silverware.
7.
Smell of 250,000 as well. Phil has got something to do with it. But yeah, he won't be thinking of the money, of course not. He wants his hands on that trophy. Be a nice little bonus just before Christmas. But he's played really well. I mean, even, you know, he's been patient. He's played good safety. He's waited for his chance. I think, you know, on reflection, if Luca did have a look back, and okay, still a bit to go. I mean, this match is still alive, but should Mark Allen win it from this position? Just against the odds, the way the position of the balls. But, you know, by the time Luca comes back to the table, he could actually be behind. But yeah, I think if he looks at the match as a whole, I think he's let Mark Allen dictate the pace and the way the frames have developed instead of being his usual aggressive self.
21.
But it's hard to play against someone who's, you know, so competent and, as I said, in all departments of the game. His safety's been excellent when he's got in. He's taken what's on. He's scored well. There hasn't been anything there, or it's been too difficult. He's tied his opponent up.
20.
And it's really good quality match play snooker.
Head shake there from Allen. Not quite where he wanted to be on the black. Well, that was just a lovely positional shot, wasn't it? Okay, it may have run just a little bit further than he would have liked, but good shot to get the cue ball close to the reds. Just run a fraction too far. Still should, you know, he's got the red into the right centre. He's got this red into the left corner. He's just afraid that he may lose the cue ball. I think he should be okay. Once he avoids the black here with the cue ball, we're potting this red. He couldn't avoid it. That was the only problem. He couldn't avoid the black. Now we saw the two reds as we watched this nice pot into the centre pocket. We saw these two reds were in a line as a plant, but the gap between them on the left-hand side is quite a lot. Yes, and in and of itself, the pink ball is something of a pressure ball. That's why it was refused in favour of a snooker behind the black. No quarter given.
No. I find it hard to refuse that pink in the middle there. But that's what he's doing now. He's playing, keeping it tight. Will he take the? As the long red goes, he's not going to play. He's not going to play the plant.
When Mark Allen was last in the winner's circle, when he beat Zhang Anda 10-8 in the final of the Players' Championship in Telford, England back in February. That was a late finish, but not as late as this. Local time, 15 minutes to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Chance for Mark Allen here, the red on the blue spot, but it's amazing. He's such a good long putter. We've seen him pot some wonderful long pots, but he's sort of locking up shop, as it were. He's pulling the shutters down here, Phil. Not taking anything on. No. He has slight doubt about pink in the middle a few shots ago, refused. And that red, it was on the blue spot. I mean, normally he would take that on. But his patience is paying off, because Luca has made mistake after mistake, unfortunately, in that department. Another chance of a red here for Mark Allen. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. Wow. Didn't expect that.
One of the problems when you get involved in a real dogfight is that sometimes you surrender your own rhythm. So this is frame 6, and it remains the case that the quickest frame in the match has been 22 minutes, which at the top end of snooker tells us that's been quite a slow match. And now, fast approaching 29 minutes for this frame. This is going to be the slowest frame of the lot. But Allen will play all night, all morning, just to get over the line. Well.
Shot of the match so far. I'm not quite sure whether he actually played the pot, to be honest, but if he did, it was definitely a shot of the match. And, I mean, what a position, Phil. Let's have a look at this again. Did he play this pot? I mean, I'm not so sure. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, can he convert? 5 points in the lead. So he's going to need yellow, red, any colour. Yellow, green, brown. But it shouldn't be a problem.
As we've already described, reliable for the most part under pressure. And everything here, it should be plain sailing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be playing for the green here, because the green will go back on its spot, and then it'll be... The problem is that it doesn't pot past the blue into the green pocket. So he's made it Well, it's gone slightly wrong here, believe it or not. He needed to be closer to the blue. He was actually playing for the blue or the yellow there, but green is no good to him.
Get the feeling this next shot is the last test to be passed.
It's a bit of a stretch. He's got to get into the cue ball. He's got to get that cue ball past the balk line. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Plenty of cue power. 13 ahead. Quick glance at the score. Yellow, green, brown to be crowned champion.
And
it's been well worth the victory, Phil. He's played some great snooker. He played wonderful snooker to beat the reigning champion, Ronnie O'Sullivan, in the semi-final. And he's totally dominated this match. Even when he went 1-0 down, everything has been a wonderful night for Mark Allen.
So this should be the clinching ball. Three matches here for Mark Allen, a trio of victories over world champions. And now any semblance of doubt has been removed.
31. Mark Allen, 31.
Mark Allen is rich in Riyadh. First of all, in terms of regained confidence, his first title for 10 months.
Your 2024 Riyadh season snooker champion, it's the pistol, Mark Allen!